Where are we going, boys?
We're going to the new Stanley's Playground event. Gonna film it, get all their media done. Let's see what happens.
Hell yeah.
Fuck, dude. What the fuck is Stanley's Playground?
Who's even playing?
Stanley. Well, this is the place. He said just to meet him through here.
Should we be here?
I might give him a call.
Hello, boys! Welcome to Stanley's Playground.
Where's the event?
Well, good question, Jack. Where's the event? Right here. Come on in.
Boys, do we have to? It's so fucking hungry.
He did pay the deposit, so...
Come on in.
Shut the fuck up! Daddy's got guests!
Sorry, boys. Bit of a mess. Don't mind that. Fuck. Oh my god, scissors here. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Fucking disgrace to my whole family.
I think I don't.
Look, mate, we double booked.
But I paid the deposit. Surely that means something.
We'll send that back, yeah.
If you boys don't get the fucking shot, then I'll get the fucking shot.
Okay.
Please don't shoot, please don't shoot, please.
Get in the fucking seat, right in the middle. That's it. Yeah. Every one of you. There you go. Stay, all of you. Wait there. Sorry, boys. Sorry about that. Didn't want to get to that. Did you know that I've seen every single Sausage Sizzle episode so many fucking times now because you boys haven't uploaded one in ages? That changes now, though, boys. You guys are gonna give me a special episode just for me and me only. No. There's something missing right now. Hold on. No. Only no.
The name is Stanley. So shut up and sit down, oh baby, you're in Stanley Town. Welcome to the Sausage Sizzle in Stanley's playground. The Sausage Sizzle. Let's have some fun now.
Stanley, we're a bit out of practice. I can't promise this is going to be a good one.
Ready when you guys are.
We'll try. So, guess we better think of some scary stories.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fuck. Well, what scares you boys?
Mate, Stanley.
Because of how much he loves us.
Love is scary.
Love is scary. Love is too scary.
Yeah. You can only hate as much as you can love.
There's some people out there that think of one or the other.
Like who?
Like certain world leaders.
Oh. Which ones? You know, that's scary.
That's true.
That's scary. You know what else is scary?
This situation we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
I feel like public speaking is pretty scary.
Especially naked.
And not when everyone else is naked. That's how you overcome the fear of public speaking.
True. But when you're naked?
When you're naked, it's pretty bad. What about naked vocally? As
What do you mean?
well, I experienced that not too long ago with you boys.
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
What?
So what?
With public speaking with naked vocals.
What do you mean naked vocals?
What do you mean?
Well, we had our first ever, you remember a few weeks ago, our first ever panel talk. We
Yes.
got invited on
Sure.
as industry professionals.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember
public
being-
speaking,
I was naked.
naked vocally. So I'd lost my voice the day of the panel.
Okay.
So,
So you didn't
are
have
you on board?
you didn't have any vocals.
No, I couldn't talk. So you know, it was a
makes
big
you
night.
naked.
We're looking forward to the industry link, and I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that was probably one of the first times I had been quite uncomfortable in a while. So that was scary, actually.
But it's good. It's good to be uncomfortable.
of course, it's good to not be able to speak your mind, because then you plan your words better, and then they still don't come out. So-
Yeah, that's true. We
Yeah.
didn't plan anything really. We had like
Well, we
Somewhat.
we planned, but we didn't execute the plan because I was the first to speak and I got about 6 words out before my voice was just squeaking, so I gave up. And I think because I stopped early, you started saying things to cover for that, and then bled into what George was going to say. So then by the time the mic was to George, you were trying to figure out what to say that hasn't been said
yeah,
yet.
I just felt like I needed to say something.
And you mentioned this show. So
Yeah.
so we're
The
back.
show that we weren't currently doing.
No.
But thanks
But,
to Stanley, we're back.
Yeah, so we need a little kick up the bum to get back into it.
Mm.
So
A bit more than that as well. A lot's happened since our last podcast.
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah. I remember we was very much just went into full-time sizzle, and we were doing everything, the vlogs, our work, the potty,
felt good for a week.
and then for a good 2 weeks, and then just that was it.
That's been the big thing, hey. Like, I've realized recently that we really have lost sight of sizzle since being so busy in our commercial videography, which is, you know, it's a very privileged problem to have. But you know, we got to find that balance again, because I do notice that like interacting with people doesn't feel as personal now, because for so long we just kind of show up, film, and then have 10 minutes to pack up before we got to go to the next gig. So it's kind of like don't have time to bond with anyone, and we're not putting out any content that's like personal enough to be a conversation starter. So yeah, the heart of sizzle's been hidden away for a little bit, but looks like it's coming back.
It's time for a return.
Yeah, but
Again.
for real this time.
For real.
Stanley
real.
won't let us stop. But yeah, no, definitely when we're doing the panel talk, definitely the most anxious I'd felt in a very long time.
Sure.
And because we were the last in the panel, and I was going to be the first to speak.
Rightfully so.
For which bit?
We're last.
So in my head, I was trying to plan in detail, like everything I was saying as it was going around, and it took a good maybe like 15, 20 minutes. And I was trying to rehearse it in my head, word for word. And obviously that's not a good idea, because that just makes you blank even more, I feel like, rather than focusing on what, like the content of what you're saying. So when it got to me, I started speaking, and my voice was kind of like this, but then it would creak and then go away. It's like, oh shit.
It's a good icebreaker, though.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's that. I'm sorry, Stanley. We haven't done this in a while. We're trying.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. You can be meeting a lot of people and you think you're very confident in talking and the way that you can communicate and express your opinions and feelings, but then you're faced with a public appearance. It's completely different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the build up to that was quite, nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I must admit, like hearing my voice through the speaker as well really threw me off, because there was like a delay, and then you're hearing yourself as you're trying to speak. Yeah, I thought that was quite.
I didn't feel really anxious at all. I just wanted to talk. I was like, I think there was one point Michael was going to go over back to him, and I hadn't spoken
Yeah,
yet.
you're like,
And I was like, hold on a second. I've got something to say. Yeah, the podcast is really
I've
great.
got something
And
to say.
that was it.
No, Halloween's always an interesting time. It seems like that's a very big testing time for Sizzle. Each year, you know, we've always managed to get out a skit, a podcast, and be one of the busiest nights of the week for us. So, but that doesn't come without consequences. As last Halloween, or was it 2 Halloweens ago? there I made a little bit of an oopsie
It was 2 Halloweens ago.
2 Halloweens ago. Don't know if I've already told the story, but
Yeah,
I think the
you
only
have.
thing worse than showing up and filming the wrong event for 2 hours is doing that dressed in a hot dog outfit. So, yeah, showed up for one of our gigs at Metro's Frio, and rock up, big stage in front of me. Looks like the one. I go on, I start filming. I chat to the DJ who was like wearing a mask, and had a chat about content. He was like, yeah, just get whatever. So I start filming, and I'm filming. There's this massive like dance routine, like this big show, and I'm on stage in a hot dog filming it. And then every time I'd film the DJ who hired us, he was kind of a bit like, I'd have the camera on him for a while and he was getting a little bit awkward. Like he didn't really want me filming him, and it was so confusing. I was like, oh, come on, bro, like give me a performance. And I looked at my phone and I got all the texts a few hours later from the actual DJ I was supposed to film, wondering where I was. And so he was actually in the little hidden laundry stage for Metros. So yeah, had a
And he
hot
had
dog.
the same name, didn't he?
I think I said and he turned to me and then started talking to me. Oops, I said his name. But yeah, so I just wonder if all the managers there were seeing this hot dog on during their scripted dance routine. We're like, who the fuck is that? Yeah.
Is that your scary story?
Is that a
All right,
judgmental question?
Well, I've got 6. So how many do you boys have?
6 scary stories.
6 stories.
Damn, that's a lot. I got one long one.
Yeah, go on.
Well, mine's a long one, that's the thing. So when we're ready for it,
Well, how long?
like a good 20 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's the whole episode.
Not true. Yeah, so
20
it's the
minutes.
George episode. Now, I'll obviously shorten it down. Do you want me to tell?
Well, let into it now. No, fuck, I don't want to hear that shit.
Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the story.
No, boys, your voices are way too croaky. Remember this? Because when this in ya, go to drinkwhatif.com and use code SCL for 10% off. You won't regret it.
I am quite perched.
Perched. Well, you are. You're perched.
I'm quite perky.
Perched by Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley's perky. Should I?
I mean, thank you, Stanley. Yeah, I will. It's very kind of you.
Thank you.
Stanley. Oh, delicious.
Cheers, Stanley.
Cheers, Stan. All right, my voice box is cleared up now.
What was in it? What does Stanley do, bro? Alright, anyway.
Yeah, get your popcorn together, ladies and gentlemen, because
I got the game.
I'm gonna tell you the story of my acid trip from when I was 18 years old.
Oh, damn. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
That was during a legal medical trial, though, yeah?
absolutely in a science lab in Mandurah, with my mates.
Completely legal.
Yeah, this is the first and only time I've ever done acid. Never done it again because it was the scariest day of my life, I'd say. So yeah, let's get into it. Got a house, Airbnb with the lads.
Nice.
It was our first getaway together, so the energy was quite high.
Damn, ever.
Well, we had levers, but like actually booking an
Yeah.
Airbnb, there was like 10 of us. Energy was high, everyone was having a great time, and then we're like, yeah, let's take some acid. So everyone else has smiley faces on theirs, but the one I have has skull and bones.
Oh.
And so me and Tal, my mate, have the only ones with skull and bones. And at first I was a bit like,
Do you think that wasn't acid?
no, it was. Definitely.
Oh, like a mental thing at the start. You're like, good path, bad path.
A bit, yeah. So I see the ones with smiley faces, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And then Tal's like, yeah, I got these ones for us. And I was like, oh, yeah, all right, sure. So we take them.
Pirate themed.
And then start walking to the beach. And, yeah, the energy's high. Everyone's having a good time. And feeling the come up as well. And at this point, like, your whole body just starts to go warm, and it's like this massive rush of euphoria, and you're like, whoa. I like even cut my thumb on my phone because it was cracked, and I was just staring at my blood going down my hand, and it was the best feeling ever. It was so weird.
Right.
Of the blood going out, or you looking at it was best feeling?
Just both. Like I was like, oh, whoa, look at that.
I wanna do that more.
So yeah, we're properly peaking at this point, and everyone's laughing, having the best time. I remember we were going around all the paintings in our house, just laughing at it. There was one point where I was able to pick up like a little leaf and zoom in on the leaf and listen to the water drop fall off the leaf, and it was zoomed in on it, and I was like,
Damn.
I was sitting in this glass table like around it, and my mate turned into a peacock, and just I was like, whoa. Like it was crazy.
Like, how
shit.
vividly do you see this? Is it like kind of like a
That's always-
blurry?
No,
Just
Does
like
it look
full.
real?
100%. Looks so real. Like you can't tell it's fake. It's so weird. It's so weird.
That's so strange.
And yeah, I was having the best time ever. I couldn't stop laughing. It was just so much fun. And then,
Did he ever turn back?
well, he was like in and out. Like he didn't turn into a peacock,
He was
but
in and out of the peacock.
his skin turned into peacock like feathers.
Whoa.
And he had like the pattern all over him. And then I got a message from my ex. And it was a paragraph.
She was your girlfriend at the time, right?
Yes, yeah. And massive paragraph about, I don't even know what. It was just gigantic.
Just women things.
And I couldn't read it, obviously, because I was on acid. So I just told my sober mate, because we had a few sober mates that were trip sitting. I was like, hey, can you just respond, say that I'm on acid and I can't speak right now? And he's like, yeah. So he responded. And then she either A, blocked me, B, left me on scene, or C, a massive paragraph again. Either of those options, but none of them are good, right?
No.
So at the time, I didn't really, yeah, sure. Didn't get to me. I was quite not thinking about it at all. I was very much just, because I was having such a good time, I just sort of let it go. But I think subconsciously it like just ended that part of my brain. But I didn't think about it. And then I was having a good time with this, and then all of a sudden the music stopped because my mate accidentally hit pause or something. And as soon as the music stopped, my whole surroundings went black. And it felt like Nope, where he's falling. You know, he's like in... Have you seen Nope? He's like falling in this pit of doom, and he's just like slow motion. I remember I was trying to grab my mate. I was like, turn the music back on, turn the music back on. And then he's like, yeah, all right. And then he turned it on. And then I was like, oh, that was really weird. That wasn't a bad trip. That wasn't a bad experience at all. And then because I said that, I was having a bad trip. And then basically I started to hear all these whispers behind the back of my neck. It was like, and I was like, oh, I don't like this at all. And then just like some real intense shit happened. Like there was one point where I was sitting in the living room and I was able to zoom in on the particles of these bricks. I was trying to have a good time, so I was like just hanging out with my mate, and I was sitting with him. We're looking at the Finding Nemo cover, and I was like, oh yeah,
Nice.
look, that's it. Flip it over, and there's Bruce, and I was like, oh god. And then my mate, he was asking me like math questions. He's like, all right, George, we need you like to keep me like sane, or like to
they could see you.
yeah, I guess gauge my
It's
mental
like what I
capacity.
do during sex to not come.
True.
Distract yourself with math.
Fist bump moment.
Mm.
Well, I've never done it, man. I thought you were gonna.
Oh, maybe I would. So yeah, they would ask me a question like, "What's 5 + 3?" and I would answer it 7 minutes later. Like, there's just no perspective of time on acid, and I would just like,
Tongue out. Or
and
not?
then
And they were just waiting there too. Just
they would asking heaps of questions. I wasn't answering them.
they ask heaps of questions. They're like, what's the minimum age of consent? Then you're like 7 from last question.
So, is this a proven clinical or like tested thing to like ask questions that are relatively easy to
I have no idea.
keep the brain active in
Maybe
a critical situation? Like,
Don't know, but
acid.
that's what my mate
sense.
he was just doing. Then there was like
try not to come.
there was one point I was like sitting on the step, and my mate was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my laptop," and he walked left and then around me, and he did that like 8 times, but he didn't actually do it 8 times. But each time he'd do it, he was a different color. I was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
What was your favorite color?
I don't know.
What did he
Purple?
do?
What was your
Best
least favorite color of him?
Yellow, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
The craziest one was when, because we had this chandelier above the steps. I was looking at it, and my whole surroundings went black again, and it was just staring at this chandelier swinging. And I looked down, and all my mates are just staring at me with this real horrible smile, and I was like freaking out.
What was the smile?
It was like but like
Dear God.
real like Smile, the movie.
Cut to Stanley.
And then, there was another situation where I needed to piss, and I ran up the stairs. Well, I didn't run, I was walking up the stairs, but it was in like ×5 speed. And then I looked at myself in the mirror, and I saw my face turn into a skeleton.
Damn.
With all these warts and trees growing out of my face.
Damn.
then it was like an old version of myself, and I was like,
Did it look like you?
Oh, 100%.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so cooked. And then at this point, I was like just not having a good time. And I kept saying to myself, I'm ready for this to end now. And because I was saying that, it was just getting worse. Because it's like 8 hours of acid. You can't just stop it when you want. It's like, no, you still got another 5 hours of this.
Oh, man.
I wonder how, what would happen in a medical scenario? Do they just sedate you?
They probably, or I've heard.
And then does your brain still trip?
I don't know. I've heard Zans are good if you're having a bad trip, because then they just put you to sleep immediately.
Yeah, but like,
True. Yeah, what's your
what
brain
will
going?
your brain be doing when it's not conscious? Like, would you be in like a fucked dream as well?
I
don't
wonder
know.
what makes it like conjure the image of you turning old and into a skeleton. Like, what's happening in the brain to make that happen?
I have no idea how. It's
weird.
such a wild thing, and I don't think I would ever do acid again, because it's just something that you just cannot fathom. Like this, every single part of black within my, like, if whatever I could see that was black would expand and basically turn into like this pit of doom.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Like I could go on about all these different crazy experiences, but the way I got over it was there was this big giant mirror, and I was just staring at myself wrapped in a blanket because I was cold because I had a panic attack. And then I was like, I'm having a bad trip. And then I just fell over, didn't even bother to try and catch myself, and I was just staring at the ceiling, like arms and legs wide open, just like letting it happen. And then it became good again. And I was like, oh,
Let it happen.
got to be accepting of it.
Gotta
So
let
it taught
burn.
me a very good lesson in psychedelics. And then I had the idea, let's go salvos.
While you were still tripping.
Yeah.
Bro.
I was like,
So I'm all right now.
I need to get out of the house. Let's go to salvos, guys. And then I remember this drive was crazy because my sober mate was driving, and it felt like we were driving in the Wizard of Oz. Like the roads were like
Whoa.
windy, and it was like a roller coaster. And salvos was probably the worst place you could go because the coat racks, it was like and just like the sound of it, I was like, oh god. And it was in Mandurah, so everyone in Mandurah, you can imagine.
Was that like the really big salvos?
Yeah.
That is right in front of the DCP office.
Is it?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, there was all the locals in Mandurah. They looked like the Lord of the Rings goblins to me. And I was like, oh, and they'd be like,
Like visually making, like audibly making.
That's the
sounds.
one thing you weren't
as they'd walk
hallucinating.
past, and I'd be like, oh god, fuck. And then finally by this point, we were heading back, went to the store because we needed red cups. And I was in line for the red cups for some reason. And this old
George,
man
you do it.
fell over in front of me. Like full on stacked it right in front of me, and I was just staring at him. Because I didn't know if he was real or not. He looked up at me for a bit, got up, and then walked
No one
away.
helped him up.
Damn.
Then he got out, paid for the red cups, and I remember that it was this girl, and she had real bad acne, and all the pimples were like moving and like exploding, and
What?
oh, dude, I was like, oh,
Bro, that sounds bad.
So were you visually making that?
I don't know, probably.
Just like,
Old man falls over.
Oh,
I would love to
God.
see the CCTV
True.
footage of that.
Yeah, just
Of
I
Jordan.
wonder if everyone saw an old man, and if you were blank faced, just probably thought you were some fucking psycho.
well, I looked up at the kiosk girl, and she was looking at him as well. Just
Maybe she was tripping as well.
maybe. But yeah, that's my scary story.
Yeah, no,
Well-
that's absolutely cooked.
That
Um,
stemmed from love, in a way. The pain of love.
the lack of.
Or rather, yeah, lack of, rather, it was like, not in your conscious head, but obviously that was probably a feeling going on in the
I
background
think
of
it
your
was
head.
more a battle with myself as well, because I wasn't thinking about that. It was just more so I was thinking about myself and how shit I feel, and I guess I felt shit about the message that was sent. But then after that, I remember, so I had all these whispers going on throughout that whole trip, basically. And I remember I smoked weed the next day, and the whispers came back. And for a good 3-4 days, I was having like just the whispers behind my head every time I'd smoke weed. And I remember I was like, fuck, is this just going to be forever? And after that, I didn't smoke weed for a good like 6-7 months. Like,
True. 6, 7.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, long time.
Could you ever understand what they were saying?
Nah.
You know, there's some people that believe that those whispers are real, like the DMT guys that believe that.
Well, I guess that's my question is how much of it is all in your head, or are you accessing something?
Because I heard a lot that with DMT the visuals, they're like, what was the word? There's like a 3D-ness about them, whereas every other psychedelic, you can tell they're visuals. It's like they're all fucked somehow. Like they don't look completely real, whereas DMT, it's like often like the lighting and everything's very, it looks real.
Like Frog Dude in the room with you?
Yeah. Like the guy who summoned Frog Dude to help him play the guitar.
Sure. Well, yeah, I guess with the acid, it was very animated, I guess. But I could not explain how I was zooming in on. I remember I was on the floor, just like in a ball with a blanket on me, and the wall was probably the corner of that room. I was able to zoom
About 3
in
meters.
on those particles, and I could hear the particles move, and I was like and like even just zooming in on the teardrops, and I don't know, like that, it's like enhancing your brain power almost in some way, because how is that
Zoom
possible?
lens.
You can do that.
It must just be a vivid hallucination, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like it at the time, you know. It feels real. Everything feels real when you're in it. So
Yeah, that's fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that's kind of like Friday. Are we?
Sure.
We collectively daydreamed together.
With pizzas, mushrooms on pizza,
Yeah.
but without the pizza.
Cooked mushrooms.
So we laid down on a field and daydreamed. And I was quite nervous. Hadn't daydreamed before. And, I didn't know what to expect. I've got a history of non-psychedelic induced panic attacks. So I was a bit like, well, chances are it's going to be a bit fucked. So, but we've got a saying, man, if Babylon was built to burn, you got to let it burn. So if it was going to go up in flames, you got to let it. So we did it. And for me, it was beautiful. It was felt calm instantly. We went to a park, stared at the clouds. Everything looked cool, and I felt amazing. And then that was just about it.
Well,
It's just about it for me.
That was it.
well, the first half of it was same for me. I'd never done it before as well, and but I had the expectation of whatever happens, let it take its course and all that. I was in the good mindset to do it. But I guess in hindsight, looking at it, going back, I probably wasn't in the best mental state to do it. In the sense that when you're in the state, at least for me in the second half, I was thinking a lot of very negative thoughts.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good trip. But yeah, like Jack said, the first half was good. Visuals are good. Euphoric. Felt the need to cry. Didn't. Probably should have.
Yeah, watching the clouds.
Yeah. Probably should have. Maybe that kind of like held something in for the later part. But then we're inside after the park, and I don't know, I just felt the need to do something. I'm very much a what's next? What do I have to do? What's the and maybe that was induced by me walking into the little studio room we had. There was like heaps of equipment going on. Maybe my mind was in a work kind of mode environment, but I knew I didn't need to work. But it was a Friday, so standard procedure, I guess. But I was like, all right, I need to get back into nature. So we go down to the park and we're listening to songs. It was good, but my mind, well, rather my consciousness left my mind. And I was in like a state of as if the universe was looking at society. And it was very negative. Because I already think, I guess, somewhat pessimistically towards the way humanity is going. And I don't necessarily think I have depression. But in hindsight, looking back on it, maybe I do. In the sense that there's a good moment during the trip. I was like, all right, I'm ready for this to end. But I knew I had to experience it to let it keep going. And there was an overwhelming sense that I didn't need to be here anymore.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's that. So not that I wanted to die, but it's like as if it didn't matter to keep existing in that moment. I was like, all right, I'm ready to go back to Blake for a bit. Or at least, well, go back to Blake now. But it was interesting.
Yeah, you learn so much more about yourself. And I think even just daydreaming in general, you always feel like you got to be doing something. And you really have to just relax. And even in high or stressful environments, you can't stress yourself out almost. You have to really just sit in it and enjoy it as much as possible. I remember there was one point I was feeling quite overwhelmed, and I'd just walk away from you boys and just look at the paintings, be in my own element, and then I'd be all right to go back to you guys.
Yeah, it wasn't that. I wouldn't classify it as a bad trip.
No.
Although it was. It's weird. It's like I can't remember all of the feelings because it feels like my mind has like trauma blocked it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, as well, there's just so much going on that you can't comprehend everything that's happening. You just
Yeah. I was like first part at the park, it was completely fine. There was just a moment where I just switched and yeah. So at the park, I was like, yeah, I'm chilling. I don't need to do anything. We're chilling. We're relaxing, doing whatever. And it was good. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird just going down the chain of thoughts of what I already think about, but then it's this new perspective where your ego is completely eradicated.
Yeah.
There's a whole new perspective on it, as if you're looking at it from, I guess, the world, being angry at society, ruining it in a way, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Kind of like a God point of view.
I guess so, but it was like, at least in my mind state now, like here, I just don't think very positively of how things are moving forward, at least in the world. Talk about climate change and AI and all these things, which is AI, another point that's scary, but that was already, it's already in my head now as me, because, but I can use that for profit. Sure. Like AI is going to be good for this reason. It's going to cure diseases that we have no idea about, and that's great. But there's also the negative side where AI can just ruin our attention span over a great amount or not even short amount of time, where we're going to kind of fall into a bit of a what's next? What's the next best thing?
Yeah.
So then thinking about that on shrooms I was very like, just it kind of one thought led to another, and then eventually it's like, oh, nothing really matters. So what's the point in me? It was like something was trying to, not that I want to die by any means, but there was something was pulling me towards, you're okay to like not be here.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It was interesting. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm ready to be back to Blake by now.
And
So
I guess
in
as
that-
soon as you have
yeah.
that thought, it's like,
But I was okay with that happening because I was going to let it happen and let the pathway explore, because I knew I had to learn from it and understand more about myself, which I guess I did. But it's interesting because in that perspective, I was like, I probably don't want to ever do this again. But now that I'm back, I want to get back to that feeling
it's so
and
weird,
like
isn't it?
just try to understand more about it.
Yeah.
Because I know that, like you were saying, like you felt that I need to control things, and that was part of me not letting go of myself to like let myself explore that. So yeah, in a way, I didn't let myself go completely to fully go into that mindset, but I felt like if I did, I don't know where my mind would have gone, or at least my perspective would have gone.
But then you would never know,
True.
you know?
That's and also on that point is me needing to understand things. I feel like I want to go back, even if it might not hurt me, but put me back to a negative headspace. I want to at least try and understand what it was, or what is. Even we talk about the universe and whatever perspective that you can unlock through DMT or psychedelics or any substance, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Rabbit hole that I don't think I'm ready to go back to in a while. I don't know.
So you don't often have many positive thoughts at all about the world?
I do, for sure. And it's more so the connections that I make with people are ultimately the best thing ever, right? And I couldn't care less about money, right? That's been a problem in the family for a while. So that's kind of impacted me throughout childhood. So it's not that I hate the world. It's just, it kind of just sucks.
Yeah. It's a very disturbing place to be in right now, I must admit. I think as of right now, I am enjoying the world, but
I'm
think
enjoying it, for
that's
sure.
only because summer's coming back.
Only?
Because during winter, there was a period I was really scared for the world. And I think,
Like in July?
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
same.
just no sunshine
I
to
probably
keep you
didn't
happy.
help. I was a bit of a fearmonger.
Yeah, I was a bit
during
like, oh yeah, sure, that's going to happen.
Yeah, to touch base on that, it was pretty much, I was staying at my misso's house for 2.5 weeks because she was going to Europe. And so I was looking after her 3 dogs. And so she like went with her mum and her dad. And the day she flew out was the day Trump sent the missiles to Iran. And before that, I'd already been keeping tabs on it and like trying to monitor what the chances of World War III erupting would be if those missiles got sent. And so when they did, like hours after she flew out, I was like, oh, okay. So I pretty much fell into a rabbit hole of like keeping constant tabs.
Well, as you
Yeah.
respectfully would be doing.
Yeah, crazy times that was.
Yeah, so that I definitely fell into that rabbit hole. And that's been actually since then a pretty constant thing actually, is falling into the misery rabbit holes on the social medias. No, I guess that touches on what you were saying, that the phone addiction is really bad. I'll notice every time I grab my phone, if I'm not paying attention, my like thumb goes towards the Instagram icon. So my brain knows that's the dopamine. So I'm just like automatically.
So what I mean in the sense of like, yes, AI is good for like obviously developing technology, helping the world and hopefully solving things. That's if it doesn't misalign with us. That's a different question. But it's the fact of like, yes, like how we've experienced social media. I know I do it where I can get sucked into a rabbit hole. And then all of a sudden, because I do it this time and then this time and then this time, over some time, I've realized that, yes, my cognitive attention span has declined. And it's not even the fact that I don't necessarily care for anyone doing that themselves. That's fine. But then when you notice it most when you're talking to someone. You're talking to someone and you're having what you think is a good conversation, and then they're like wandering off, and you're like, what's going on here? Like, do you care? Like, what happened there? And they're like, oh, sorry, I got distracted. And it's like, okay, but that didn't necessarily used to happen. I don't know. I think it's just gonna get worse. But
That's
Yeah.
why I've been trying to. Well, today I've been trying to not go on my.
That's starting now.
Genuinely starting today. I didn't go on my phone until I made my bed, brushed my teeth.
You make your bed in the morning?
Yeah, man. Do a whole morning routine and then I can go on my phone. But I haven't been going on TikTok a lot. It's been a while. But yesterday I noticed that I was so bored that I didn't know what to do because it was my day off, that I was just on TikTok and I was like,
Damn.
I'm not even enjoying this right now.
Yeah, that's I imagine that, but in the 9 to 5, so you don't even like your work, and then you get home, you're like,
well, that's what I mean because I guess from our perspective, it looks like we're doing something great, and I mean that in the sense that when I talk to people, at least my mates who are doing something, I guess societally you'd say is less exciting, and then when you talk to them, some of them are like, yeah, work's alright, just drink on the weekend and Instagram during the week. And it's like, yes, you've got that sense of community with your friends at the pub. That's great. But I don't know. I like to talk to a lot of people about what else they could be doing. Like whether it's just a hobby, put that time into a hobby that's going to fulfill you enough.
Creative
And that's
outlet.
as negative as I can be on this topic. It also gives insight as to the world's shit and we're so insignificant in this world, but that's exactly why you should, fulfill your part of it and at least experience as much as you can. The insight that I kind of had from the perspective of this out-of-body experience of the daydreaming shroom strip was it just amplified the feeling of nothing matters. You could just end it at any point, sure, but I had this strong compassion to like start making music and doing more creative things, and there was even a point where I was like fuck nicotine off, like this has got to stop, like everything. I was just like going through all these like thoughts, but then now that my perspective was somewhat back in the body of me, the nicotine was back and I was and then the perspective to want to do more creative things is kind of lesser now because it's not that it's gone, but not as powerful as it was in that moment, because in that moment you just don't care about anything
No.
you had
else
the
other than
fear
the
of, yeah.
I don't know.
We're all
Fear of death was staring you down.
legit, all just on a floating rock.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
you can look at it so insignificantly like that, but then that's exactly why you should do as much as you can, experience as much as you can, and I think more so just talk to more people, learn about yourself through that.
Yeah, I think as well there is, sure, we could be evolved monkeys floating on a rock, but there is something currently unexplainable and special about humans. Like, we seem to be the only creature that has our sort of intelligence from a lived experience point of view, you know what I mean? And it's like, sure, we're just evolved monkeys floating on a rock, but then it's, if you were to tap in deeper to yourself, like you would find that value there. I think, well, when I was younger, I used to be very suicidal, and so that was always kind of like anytime I'd fall really deep into that, it ended up pointing me back to like spirituality, like not a specific religion, but just the belief that there is organization. I mean, science points to it too, like everything is organized, you know what I mean? And that seems to point to some sort of greater intelligence that we don't understand. So I feel like that seems to be the bottom point of all meaning for me, where it's like, if I ever fall into that mindset again, that's where I end up. I end up stronger in that belief each time. So
Yeah, psychedelics is crazy because you just have no thoughts about yourself. Like I remember during our trip, I was just looking at my phone and I was like, who even just invented the time?
yeah, dude, the phones feel genuinely evil when you're drinking.
Yeah.
I was holding
that's what I
mine,
mean.
and I felt just the energy from it. I was like, dude, this is.
Oh, and the weirdest thing was we were getting calls all day and messages all
apparently.
day and
Yeah.
about filming. And none of us even had any recollection of anything.
Had our phones on us the whole time. Wasn't on
Well,
silent.
I don't think they actually went through at all. And then later in the night when they were calling again, you could hear it through the laptop. Though we were at the house during the time that it was initially calling.
Because as soon as we were sort of coming down and we were off them, then it was like, all right, well, here's now.
You're back.
Here's a-
You're back.
Here's a test. Do you guys film or do you guys enjoy the rest of your nights off?
Yeah, that was another indication of like, are we going to go back to the harder sizzle or are we going to be slaves?
The harder sizzle?
Like, are we gonna?
The heart of sizzle.
I think the only thing that really scares me is, well,
Damn.
my mind.
Something I used to struggle a lot with was pee scaredness.
Pee scaredness?
Yeah, like being afraid to piss in public.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Never had that.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it used to be really bad, especially say at TAFE, right? Even if it was in cubicles and I knew someone was next to me, I was like, come on, just
Yeah.
I couldn't get anything out. Yeah, sometimes you know, the beginning of Sizzle, standing at the urinals at clubs, you just
Pretend.
standing there holding your cock. Like,
Bruh. So how'd you get over it?
I don't know. I think it's just, well, maybe just like a general not caring as much just about people.
Yeah.
Like it was probably more of a social thing than a pee thing. So, yeah, no, but it's such a, although it makes sense, right? As an instinct that you're not going to be stuck still for a while around other people because it's like you're in danger there. It's kind of like how dogs like stare at you as they shit. Because it's like they're vulnerable and they stare at you because they want you to like guard them.
True.
So they always, yeah.
So you're saying I should stare at people while I piss?
Yeah. Yeah, be like, I got you, man. I'm protecting you, right?
I hate when people try and talk to you while you're pissing.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I'm not talking to you right now. Like there was
Talk to the cock,
even this
man.
instance where there was one guy on the left, one guy on the right, and there was a cubicle in the middle. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in the middle.
Well, they probably knew you were gay then because that's just how that works. You never go
I
into
needed
the
to
middle
piss, and I fucking needed to piss. And there was a guy lining up for the right one. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna squeeze in there?" And I was like, "Yep." I went in there, started pissing, and then he went to piss. He's like, "Yeah, can't believe you squeezed in there." And I was like, "Yep."
one. It's like an unspoken rule. If left and right are taken, you can't go for the middle. If all three are untaken, you go for
If you're
the
on
middle
the
to assert
job,
dominance.
you need to get back to the job. You know.
Life's on the line.
So the guy he was in awe of your.
Cock.
He couldn't believe. He couldn't believe the confidence in
You
it.
can believe the cock.
What? You don't get pee shy?
How do you even fit that thing in between them?
Bruh.
So what, you just didn't respond to him?
I just went like, "Yep."
You got to try it every now and then. Squeeze in, buddy. Squeeze in.
Come on. Hop in.
Hop in, mate. It's good for you. I guess I got a sort of philosophical question for you, lads.
Oh yeah.
Have you all heard of Charlie Sheen talking recently about his body count?
I actually
Not really.
started. My girlfriend and I, we started the documentary of the Charlie Sheen yesterday. Got to finish it, but just the start of it already, you're like, "Fuck, this guy's a rock star." Like he lived a fuck. Well, he's still alive. He lives.
Is it cool to be a rock star and mentally?
I wouldn't say cool, but you definitely have a lot of stories to tell.
So he estimated it at about 47,000, I think, his body count. And it got me thinking, you know, who else historically had a body count that kind of was on par with that?
Genghis Khan.
So do you reckon it's going to be this kind of situation where in a few decades they'll find that like a certain percentage of the world, like a considerable amount, is actually a
Charlie
descendant of Charlie Sheen?
And Genghis Khan.
And combine.
He's got a few kids already. I think Charlie Sheen.
I bet he does.
Bet he does.
I bet he has plenty of kids.
Nah, surely you use protection every time though, right, guys? It's cool to use
Oh, yeah.
protection.
Double wrap it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty
Double
sure he had
protection.
AIDS. HIV.
You don't ever get rid of that. So.
And he's been sober for 7 years since.
Since AIDS.
Maybe.
No more AIDS for him.
He announced it on
Well-
the news. He said, "All right, I'm coming clean. I have HIV."
I'm not having any more AIDS.
It's HIV and AIDS the same thing.
HIV is the disease,
HIV,
AIDS is
AIDS.
the cause of death. So if you have AIDS, you died. If you have HIV, you're going to.
But not yet.
Yeah.
Doesn't Magic Johnson have AIDS?
Who?
Magic Johnson?
Who the fuck's Magic Johnson?
Don't know the NBA player, old historic
Oh.
NBA player. He had AIDS,
Damn.
and he's still surviving.
Yeah, they
He's-
have treatment for it now. You can't get rid of it, but you can not die. Well, I can't really think of anything else to talk about, Stanley. So,
We're a bit rusty, Stanley.
bit out of practice,
But
Stanley. But
New podcast every week,
no,
coming out every single week.
every fortnight.
Every single week.
Hope you didn't get too scared.
Oh,
Don't think too hard.
I'm pretty sure you'd just be more scared visually looking at us than the stories.
No. Hey, you guys think you're funny, right? You guys think you're really fucking funny. You're not. Just not funny anymore.
Sorry.
oh,
Just fucking tell a joke or something.
out of practice.
Losing my marbles.
George, tell a joke.
Come on, what do you got?
What's green and goes up and down? A gay white Mike Wazowski cowgirl.